like the season of my life right now, I don't think I wouldn't have expected this like 5 years ago that I would be where I am. What is up, guys? My name is Tequila and welcome back to Wonderfully Made in Christ. If you're new here, I make topics about just my faith in the Lord and my walk with the Lord. I make fun fashion videos and just videos where I sit down and chat with y'all about my life. If any of that floats your boat or suits your fancy, make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you do not miss out when I post. Also, if you end up enjoying this video, make sure you give it a big ol' thumbs up. Okay guys, on to the video for today. So if you watched my last video, you saw where I basically talked about the fact that I moved to a new city. I'm living in a new city, started a new job, I'm making new friends. All things are happening. And so if you're in that season as well, maybe you just moved to a new city, maybe you just started college or a new school or a new job, this video is for you. And so I hope you stick around and enjoy this video. All right, guys, so just tips for moving into a new season. All right, so I'd say tip number one for you guys is to take it day by day. And so one thing I always tell myself and my friends is just take it day by day. There's a verse, I believe, in the Gospels, do not worry about the things of tomorrow, for the things of tomorrow will take care of themselves, and tomorrow is not promised. So one thing I do tell myself, like, over and over again is I've been telling myself that tomorrow isn't promised. So just get through today and we'll see what happens tomorrow. And that doesn't mean that we're not diligent. I mean, watch my last video on diligence and laziness. That we're not diligent and we don't do things to prepare for the future. I believe like the Bible talks about that definitely. Also, I would say specifically throughout the Bible, but I believe in Proverbs 31, that's been somewhere that I've been just resting on, because I, as a woman, desire to become the Proverbs 31 woman, someone who is diligent, hardworking, rises in the morning, Am I perfect at that? No. But is the Lord perfecting me? Yes. I want it to allow him to continue to perfect me. But I believe it talks kind of about just this idea of preparedness, Even in the Proverbs, it talks about, like, look at the ant, like the ant gathers food, about, how, you gather, during the time of gathering so that you have enough during the time of winter. So of course, we build, we prepare, we do that. But after we do that, you leave it in the Lord's hands. Even that preparation. Okay, well, actually, as you do that in the Lord's hands, that you leave it in the Lord's hands. We stay in the Lord's hands. So it's not like we do that in our own effort or anything like that. However, so basically I'm just trying to say, yes, be disciplined, be diligent, build. But one thing I am learning is sometimes you can do all that and you can lose it all. You can lose it all, like my mom and I were watching a movie the other day when she was doing my hair. Shout out to my mom if she's watching this video. But basically, it was kind of like a version of like the story of Job. So that there's this like man who was like really wealthy and he was, a good man, like honored the Lord, loved his wife, loved his family, it was great. But then one day something happened and everything that he built, his empire, his business, it all came crashing down. And it really wasn't anything of his own doing to my understanding. It was just an accident that happened. And then people, they suffered from that, the people that they were trying to help. Something happened. Those people ended up getting hurt. And like the business went down the drain. And he went from like living in a mansion to like living in a small house. Through like his children died. I don't want to like spoil the movie too much, but if you've read the story of Job, I think you know the gist of what happens. If you haven't read the story of Job, check it out. But anyway, like his kids died. He lost his health. Like it was bad. Like he lost it all within almost everything within a span of a few months. And like, yes, that was a movie, but of course, like Job, that really happened in the Bible. And also there's people in our day and age that has happened to. They were honoring the Lord. And instead of things getting better for them, sometimes, they get worse. Sometimes you can do your part and bad things still happen. Sometimes, you can go on a run every day, eat healthy, like do all the things and still get sick. And I know it's sad and it's unfortunate, but we live in a fallen world. So ultimately there are some things that we cannot control. So ultimately take it day by day. Just stay in this day. Whatever day it is, stay in that day. And then if the Lord allows you to wake up and see another day, then continue in that day and just stay in that day. Don't think too far ahead in the future. Don't look back too much on the past, but just be present, and be in the moment. And then also, I guess, side note, like I was saying, do the things you can do. Be disciplined. Try to set up a successful future for yourself and doing what the Lord has put on your heart to do. But don't be overly attached to what the future looks like, because things change so much. Like the season of my life right now, I wouldn't have expected this like 5 years ago, that I would be where I am. But it's what I need. I'm thankful. I feel like it's where I need to be right now. I don't know if I'll be here forever, but I feel like it's where I need to be right now. And so, yeah, we got to take things day by day and just follow the Lord's sense of life and move as He tells us to move, and just, yeah, take it day by day. That is my number one tip for you guys. My number two tip is to be diligent and proactive about building community. Like, we need others in our life. Jesus had the 12 disciples, and then He also had others in His life that were really close to Him. So we all need community. And so, some of us, we can be a little shy, a little scared, a little awkward, or we can fall into that. But ultimately, the Lord, He is the strength within you. And so, you have to reach out and ask for help from, first and foremost, the Lord. And so we all need friends. So it's like, Lord, you can just present it as a prayer to Him. Like, Lord, help me to be diligent and proactive about building friendships. Show me how you want to do that. Show me the people on your heart that you want me to be friends with, because ultimately it's like, we're not going to be friends with like everyone. Of course, we're loving to everyone, but there's some people that the Lord He has desired for us to be linked with them. And there's also people who do not mean us well, which is sad to think about, but it's like the Lord sees, past what we see. And so just to ask the Lord, like, Lord, bless me with some good friends and help me to be diligent about connecting with those people, and building that relationship and asking them to hang out. So be diligent about that. Try to make friends at your church. Ask for help from the Lord, but also you can ask help from people who've been here longer. If you do have some type of a connection, like, okay, this person has lived here for a while, they have community, maybe ask them, hey, like, is there anyone like that who does like a girls' night or a girls' Bible study, or anyone who you think I'd really, really click with? Be willing to ask them for help as well, especially if they have been where you are at, if they've been here for a while. They're going to have some information that you more than likely do not have. So be diligent about going out there and building community and building friendships. Okay, my third tip or suggestion for you guys is just knowing that, sometimes in this new season, it may be a little bit lonely. You may have to be by yourself for a little bit, because ultimately it does take time to build relationships. It takes time to build friendships. But just I would say, ask the Lord to meet you in that. Sometimes we can be so focused on just getting what we want that we forget that, okay, the Lord is right here. And it's like He wants to talk to you as well. He wants to minister to you in like the midst of being alone, in the midst of being in loneliness. Sometimes it is okay to be isolated and separated for a little bit. I don't think it's okay to like maybe live there necessarily. As humans, like, we need companionship and we need friends. But sometimes it is okay to be alone for a little bit and to just be with the Lord. Sometimes the Lord wants to just be with us in the middle of that isolation. So don't forget that the Lord is right there with you, and that He might want to be ministering to you, or He more than likely does want to minister something to you. And He may want you to be isolated for a little bit. I would say probably not forever, but He may want you to be isolated a little bit so that he can speak a new word to you. Sometimes we do have to go through seasons kind of alone. I don't want y'all to get it twisted. I'm not saying that the Lord, he wants you to not have friends. But I look back on, I guess, just seasons of my life, and there were times where it's like, I was kind of like alone a little bit. You know, I didn't really know anyone that well. I was still building friendships. And so it's easy just to, I guess, complain and be bitter about that. However, it's like, okay, maybe no one's here in my life right now. You know, I don't have any close companions, but do you know who is here? The Lord. So I'm just saying, take this time to just rebuild on your relationship with Christ and allow him to grow you in new ways. It is what I'm saying. So anyway, guys, I hope that you're blessed and touched by this video in some way, shape, or form. If you did, if you were touched by it and enjoyed it, let me know in the comments below, and also be sure to give it a big old thumbs up. And until next time, my friend, remember that you're fearfully and wonderfully made. I love you guys. Bye.